Daniel is obsessed with raw meat.
It goes down real smooth, you know?
Chicken? I don't like raw meat. Raw meat's nasty. But raw chicken? Does he not want to live a long life?
He loves the taste and texture and completely disregards the risks.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's T-Era, and for those who are new, welcome. So today we're going to be reacting to some freaky eaters. TLC has a show that documents people with their very odd eating habits. I do recognize that this is not good, so please don't even try to mimic this because it's clearly a problem. Side note, for those who don't know, I am producing a dating show. If you want to be featured in it, the link is down in the description. We are accepting applications.
20-year-old Amy has a hardcore addiction to cola,
I drink more cola than everybody I know.
downing 30 colas a day. That's over 10,000 cans every year.
30 colas a day? How is she still alive? When I was a kid, I used to drink a lot of soda. Root beer was my best friend. But as I got older, I understood how bad soda really is for you. Which is ironic because I do like a little drinky drink if I'm out, but soda has always been a crime to me. I don't understand how it's possible for somebody to drink 30 sodas a day. I just don't understand how the human body can process that.
Her family believes it's destroying her health,
After her surgery, the first thing she wanted was cola.
but she laughs off everyone's concerns
You are on a very scary path.
God.
before her life goes down the drain. It's Amy's first day on the new plan, and as JJ outlined, she's supposed to cut down from her average of 30 cans a day to just 16.
I'm pretty sure you and I both think that 16 cans of cola is still bad. But I have to be realistic because if you're starting from 30 cans, you have to have a realistic goal. Like, I feel like some people have these crazy, weird addictions, and when it comes to changing their health behaviors, they try to just get rid of it. Like, imagine she was like, I'm just gonna never drink soda again. She's gonna relapse. So 30 to 16 is reasonable, but I still think that's crazy. So hopefully she can get it down to 0.
My plan is to cut down as much as I can.
By the end of day one, Amy has managed to cut down a little.
I drink 24 cans of soda, which is an improvement.
It is an improvement. I feel like maybe if it was a sparkling water, maybe a poppy, Olipop, but soda, all that high fructose corn syrup and sugar, scary. Are people not scared of diabetes anymore? Don't get me wrong, I have a sweet tooth. I love a good sweet treat. Candy, ice cream, brownies, you name it. But it is scary how people in America overdo it when it comes to the sugar. I can't even lie. Because if you go to a different country, the diet is nothing like it is here. I have to say from experience, we do need to get it together.
It's day 2, and Amy's assignment is to reduce down to 12 colas. To help her start the day right, Amy's mom offers a smoothie for breakfast.
I'm gonna make it for you.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Why it's tomorrow morning?
See, that's the problem. I feel like if someone makes a goal, right? What's the point of pushing it to tomorrow? All that's showing is that there's no discipline. And I had to learn that for myself. I had the same problem, I can't even lie. But if you set a goal, you just gotta stick to it because all it's gonna do is make you relapse quicker than you thought.
I don't know what to do.
By the middle of day 2, Amy has already failed to keep her daily goal of 12 colas. Instead, she has 24.
Maybe tomorrow I'll start my progress. Or maybe not.
She's not scared enough for me because I'm sure she understands the implications of drinking 20 something cans of soda a day. So talking about some maybe not is very concerning.
By day 3, Amy only has 10 colas left from the 58 she was allotted for the week,
Almost out of soda.
and she heads to the market to restock.
Okay, so I didn't know that she had an allotted amount. I think that's smart. I thought she was just free for all. So I'm like, all right, this is not gonna work. But what's the point of doing that if you're about to go to the store? Lock the doors.
There's my friend. It's my best friend. Top of the shopping list. And that's it. I'm done.
Over the next 3 days, Amy continues to spiral out of control.
Amy does not seem like she wants to listen. She's not stopping.
While she was given 58 colas for the week, she's had over 160.
160? We're doomed. You know how some stores, I think it's in certain states, I don't think California has it, but I know there's some kind of regulations when it comes to how much alcohol someone can buy. I think. Don't quote me on that. But I feel like the same should apply to soda. Kind of like how they did us with the eggs. They were doing too much, by the way. I think there needs to be some kind of regulation for soda, in my opinion, because that would solve this whole issue.
There hasn't been no progress at all. And then my Disappointed at myself? No. Not at all.
Let's turn this into a classroom. If a person is trying to change their health behaviors, but they don't think it's gonna work or that they can achieve the goal, then it's not gonna really work out. This whole concept comes from something called a health behavior model. But to keep it plain, you have to have some kind of self-confidence that you're gonna be able to achieve a goal, to be able to achieve a goal. That kind of goes for everything.
26-year-old Daniel covers everything he eats in maple syrup.
Pizza, lasagna, Mexican food, Chinese food, whatever kind of food, I'm gonna put it on.
He needs some help. Syrup does not go on everything. Syrup is for pancakes, waffles. I mean, if your bacon touches it, then it's cool, but like, who's drizzling syrup on bacon? Eggs, I wouldn't drizzle syrup on eggs, but if I have eggs on my plate and it touches the syrup, then it's okay. Kind of like Thanksgiving, when you got your meat, you got the sweet potatoes, and then you kind of mix the mac and cheese and the yams. That's cool, but who's gonna make yams and mac and cheese together? I mean, that kind of sounds good, I can't lie, but nobody's really doing that. But to put syrup on everything is crazy. Like, does anybody care about their health?
Daniel dumps 2 cups of maple syrup a day onto his food.
His eating habits are catching up to him.
With diabetes running in Daniel's family,
No, because that's literally the face I'm sure we all are making. Like, how are you not disgusted with this? This is disgusting. Syrup on everything? That's uncalled for. Syrup on a banana? Why? That can't even taste good. Now, if it's agave, that's a little bit different. You can put that on an acai bowl, you know, some fruit. I'm getting off topic. But syrup? That should be a crime.
34-year-old Nikki has a hardcore obsession with cornstarch.
Cornstarch is my best friend.
What is up with labeling these items as a best friend? Not only did the cornstarch girl say it, but the cola girl said it as well. And it makes me wonder what is so tasty about cornstarch, because this is not the first time I've seen this. I have seen this, unfortunately, on TikTok. She would eat blocks of it, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus some snacks. It was crazy. Like, how are you functioning? How are you walking on this earth? Filled with cornstarch.
Daily, she downs 2 pounds of cornstarch
I cannot stop eating it.
and lies to her husband about the extent of her dangerous addiction.
But you're not gonna let him know, right?
Can experts Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin
What's got there? Whoa.
Why should he blow it out like she was smoking a blunt? Like, that was so uncalled for. Why would you do that to those people?
I don't want to lose my family.
with just 1 week of intense therapy?
You're choosing cornstarch over your family.
Or will their efforts go up in smoke?
Whoa, whoa.
Now, Dr. Dow and JJ want to see what 16 years of a cornstarch diet have done to Nikki's body.
Because Nikki complains of severe stomach pains and has only 1 bowel movement a week.
A week? She only poops 1 time a week. That's a problem. I am interested to see how this affects the body, because I feel like a lot of people say what their problems are or what they do on a daily, but we don't really get to see how that affects the body. And I'm very curious, because maybe this will be some inspiration to people who have similar problems or who's looking to get into that to stop.
He's going to be able to look inside to see what's going on.
I'm like, okay, I hope nothing is gonna be wrong.
How you gonna hope nothing's gonna be wrong, but you eat 2 pounds of cornstarch a day? That's delusion. Now, I understand sometimes it can be okay to be delusional. There can be benefits to it. But with this, we need to be realistic.
You're getting a great look at your stomach. Hold it there. What I'm gonna do is have you drinking through a straw.
Dr. Allegra gives Nikki barium to drink, which will show up on the x-ray machine and reveal any blockage.
I just feel like before the procedure, we could have just, like, why they got her sitting there with powder all over her mouth? It's so uncalled for, I'm sorry.
There you go.
I started to get very worried. Right now, I'm really concerned and I don't know what may be wrong with me.
How are you feeling?
It's scary. It has me really nervous. And I don't want to go through this.
No, because this is the easy part. What's scary is if they found a blockage and then you would have to have surgery, right? And it's a really very real consequence of your behavior.
Starch is basically a carbohydrate. In those quantities, it's hard to digest. You may develop diabetes. It is a real risk. So the good news is that the x-rays that you took were normal.
How? It's only by the grace of God. Because how do you eat 2 pounds of cornstarch per day and your x-rays are normal? That's what I want to know. Thank you, God. You're saving her life, clearly. Giving her a second chance. So she needs to just use this and change her ways. I'm happy for her. I'm happy. Because it could have been worse.
The fluid that you've ingested goes through your food pipe and the rest of your intestinal tract without any blockage.
There was a sense of relief, but I know that it can cause damage if I was to continue to eat cornstarch.
Now it's the time to act.
Sounds like the message here is it's not too late.
Exactly.
I felt that cornstarch was no longer my friend. I need to stop eating cornstarch.
It was never your friend to begin with. It does nothing for you. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't help you out. Like, why can't acai be your friend? Why can't fruit be your friend? I'm not trying to be rude, but I really do hope that she's not influencing other people to do this.
Christine is addicted to sugar,
Sugar is the love of my life.
candy bars, jelly beans, cakes. She can't go a single hour without a sugar fix.
My cupboard cannot be empty.
Her son Kevin is sick with worry.
If things don't change, I can see getting a phone call in the middle of the night from a hospital in California.
I don't want to be a hypocrite because I have a sweet tooth as well. I'm not drinking 30 cans of cola though, okay? So don't look at me crazy. But I do love sweets. So like the brownies and the candy. But I'm not clouding my storage with candies. But I will say that maybe we do have a few similarities that I can fix myself as well.
Addiction is not just affecting you.
You can't just take it away. You can't.
Before it destroys her future.
The stakes are high. We are talking about Christine's health, happiness, and really her life.
Why would they do that? They did not have to do that. They could have just went on with the show saying how she needs to change her plans. The tombstone is wild. I don't even know what to say.
Daniel is obsessed with raw meat.
It goes down real smooth, you know?
Chicken? I don't like raw meat. Raw meat's nasty. But raw chicken? Does he not want to live a long life? When it said raw meat, the first thing I'm thinking of is like raw fish. Because I know some people do that with the sushi. I'm not a fan. But that's what I was thinking. I can't get over the chicken. That's a recipe for contamination. How are these people alive? I don't understand.
He loves the taste and texture and completely disregards the risks.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I just really don't want my brother to end up dying from that one bad piece of meat.
With 1 week of intense therapy, can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin help Daniel let go of his dangerous obsession
What he is doing has real consequences.
before it's too late?
Your first sign could be death, and it's not a nice death.
JJ hopes the results of his lab tests will change his mind.
You ready?
Yes. I have no idea what's going on, but in the back of my mind, I'm kind of digging in for another fight.
What's the point? What's the point of doing all these lab tests if you're already going into it thinking you're gonna go back for another fight? Because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sir, you lost your mind. He needs to be put in a facility because if they keep letting him live independently, y'all already know what the possibilities are. I think some phone calls need to be made.
You do have a parasite.
Just the word parasites is kind of strong, you know, and it stood out there.
We're not sure whether it is something that's, attaching into your small intestinal wall and actually causing problems. Daniel needs to take these tests and go back and see his doctor. He needs to deal with this parasite. We watch for side effects here. We watch for any kind of diarrhea, nausea, headaches, fever. Daniel's attitude did a 180-degree shift as we started to review his test results.
I would hope it does. If he went back to doing what he's doing after knowing that there is a living parasite in his body, then I would be so scared for the human race. Because he can't be the only one. There's no way he's the only one on Earth who would be thinking that. So I would hope he'd take it seriously.
One more thing that's of interest on this test, rotting protein that hasn't digested sitting in your gut. Now, if you tell me that I'm just going to keep eating raw meat, I'm going to tell you, you'll probably start gaining fat more and more because that's a definite thing that it does.
I know it makes me seem shallow, but that is an important part of the argument about the fat and all that. Turning point came when JJ told me how eliminating this could improve my life physically. Yes, let's do it.
I'm just glad he learned because I'm not gonna lie, I think out of all the ones that we saw today, this one was the most concerning because I don't deal with parasites. I can't even deal with bugs. I can't fathom the thought of one living inside of me. I think I would drop down to the floor. And I really hope he truly changed his ways. But that's gonna be the end of today's video. I wanna thank each and every one of you guys for joining, for watching. If you liked what you saw, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps your girl out. And if you're new to the YouTube crew, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good time. Again, for anyone who's interested in being featured in my dating show, you have to be single. The application form is down in the description. Check it out, apply, so you can have a chance to be featured. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on the flip side. T is out.